can't with you. I can't.
All I said was, I don't know what y'all are going through.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 57 of On the Back Hash, where you never know what's going to come out of William's mouth. My name is Cedric. Along with me today is William and Zach. Chris is still in the Bermuda Triangle.
I think he's hunting megalodons.
We have yeah, that thing. Yeah, we have heard from him. He shall be returning soon. But yeah, or actually, he went back. He came back and then he found some stuff, but he left his wallet.
Oh, yes.
So he had to go back. So that's where he is.
And now we're going to Jamaica.
Listen, have you been? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I mean, that'd be cool. Have y'all been to Jamaica?
I want to.
It's
on the list.
Yeah. I recommend it.
On the list.
Also today,
tropical.
Hi, kitty. Okay, all right.
Oh. He's like, huh?
He's like, no. He's like, the only thing on TV is tail. All right, so we're going to have to talk about BOA week. I think it's 6. Yeah, it's week 6.
Week 6.
Yeah. By the time you hear this or get this out, Horn Rank, who is what we do use for their rankings, they would have released week 7. So we can talk about the previous weekend champions, but their rankings would not have changed. So their rankings are based off the previous week. So we are a little behind on that. So, just be mindful about that. Some things that probably will shift because of the events that have happened over the past weekend. So we're going to, first I'm going to kind of read off just some results from the regionals that happened this past weekend, and then we'll shoot down the rankings real quick. And then talk about anybody, because I've caught a couple of shows. I think you guys have caught a few more shows, so we can talk about a few different folks. So I'm going to try to run down this really quickly. You can find all this information on the BOA website, Marching Arts or Marching Music, Music for All folks. Very extensive things that they have going on with all that stuff. Yeah. So we're going to start with the Orlando Regional. For finals, we had Tarpon Springs winning that regional championship with a 91.75. Second was Broken Arrow with a 90.775. Owasso, third, with a little bit of a jump from Oklahoma, 86.7. Stoneman Douglas, fourth. Timber Creek, fifth. Harrison High School out of Georgia, 6th. JMF Burns, 7. Cleveland, 8. Seminole, 9. West Harrison, 10. University, 11. And Oak Leaf was 12th in finals. Tarpon Springs took all of the outstanding awards, music, visual, and GE. And then your Class A champion down there was Archbishop Alter. Your Class 2A was Tarpon Springs. And your Class 3A was Harrison High School. Class 4A was Broken Arrow. So Tarpon Springs, as usual, making a name for themselves. But Broken Arrow represented themselves well down there as well. So lots of good stuff happening in Florida. And we'll probably talk about Tarpon Springs a little bit more in detail as we go through the rankings. Next, we have the Johnson City Regional, or they call it the East Tennessee Regional, held in Johnson City. So you had Dobbins Bennett winning that regional championship with an 88.15. Lafayette from the Bluegrass.
Okay.
Second with an 86.7.
L-A-F-A-Y-E-T.
Listen,
Lafayette.
Listen, I miss the days when they spelled their whole name on the field.
Listen, I was there for that too.
In high school, I was like,
okay, this ain't even fair.
I mean, how are you so big? You spell your name.
Like, can we even get an H out of high school?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Can we get a lowercase H maybe?
Listen, we trying to spell our name in Morse code. I'm just saying.
Dot.
I'm just saying. Uh, Frank, Franklin High School out of Tennessee, third with an 80.25, tied with Cass out of Georgia. Fifth for George Washington Clark, another bluegrass school,
Yes,
GRC.
sir, AJ.
So good showing
Yes,
down there for
sir.
them.
Go ahead, GRC.
Fayetteville, 6, Kennesaw, 7, Lake Hamilton, 8, Pope High School, 9, Nixa, 10, Elizabethtown, Tennessee, 11, and Panther Creek was 12th there. Dobbins Bennett swept all in the major caption awards. And your Class A champion was Bath County out of Virginia. Class 2A was Cass. Class 3A was Dobbins Bennett. And Class 4A was Fayetteville. So congratulations to those. Huh? Yeah, man. It was some folks traveled this past weekend. And then there was another regional at College Park, Maryland. So we're going to check those results out. So winning there was Kiski Area High School out of Pennsylvania, 85.8. Independence High School out of Virginia with an 82.25. Green Level High School, North Carolina, with an 80.95 was third. W2 Woodson, fourth. James Madison, fifth. Hempfield, sixth. John P. Stevens, seventh. Cambridge High School, eighth. Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology, ninth. Lord.
Need y'all to abbreviate that.
Susquehannock.
Thank you. Susquehannock. 10th, Edison, 11th, and Victor High School out of New York was 12th. Your Class 2A champion, there was no A-class groups there, was Kiski Area. Class 3A champion was Independence. And Class 4A high school was W.T. Woodson out of there. So there was that. And then the granddaddy of the weekend, the Indianapolis, Indiana Super Regional.
Super duper regional.
Super de-duper regional. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z abridged. That's twice we referenced it. So we're going to go, well, hold on, let me count, because there's more than 12. 1,
There's
2, 3, 4,
65.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Okay, so they took 14 for finals for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So
Nightmares.
there was over 60 groups there for the whole weekend. That show started on Friday.
Insane.
And then it's Saturday. So,
ridiculous.
In 14th place was Noblesville High School. 13th, Choctaw High School out of Oklahoma.
Okay,
12th was Lincoln. 11th was Centerville High School. 10th was Lakota West. 9th was Center Grove. 8th was Castle High School. 7th was Fishers High School.
Okay.
6th was Union High School. 5th was O'Fallon Township.
Nice.
4th was Brownsburg, Indiana. 3rd was William Mason. And William Mason scored an 89.075. Second place was Avon High School with a 91.65. And your super doopy dee-dooper Indiana Regional doopy dooper champion was Carmel High School with a 92.275. Carmel swept all caption awards. Your A-class champion was Western High School out of Indiana. Your 2A champion was Choctaw. Your 3A champion was Castle. And your 4A champion was Carmel. So, Carmel and Avon kind of establishing their dominance.
Listen, BOA gets it like DCI, man. Like, I especially know last year Carmel won, and people treat Carmel like they kind of treat Blue Devils, man. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are like, man, there's something going on. Why is Carmel winning all the time? Blah blah. This and this. Like it's some heat for us. So people think it don't happen in BOA too.
Yeah, It happens in every circuit. That's the thing. It does. It really does. And sometimes it takes a really special show from somebody to knock them off. I mean, every time. I'm going to talk about this for 60 seconds. Then we're going to get off of DCI. But, every time Blue Devils got beat, that show to beat them was this special. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a all-timer. And that's kind of what it takes to to land on top. And Cardinals got a nice formula, and they figured it out, and they play well, and they do well, and it's going to take something.
I think they kind of associate with it because like last year, Cardinals show it's like man, it's good, but it doesn't. I don't know. I don't. I guess the best way to describe it is it's not giving the wow that people want, maybe, but it's undeniably played well.
Yeah,
like
I think people forget that aspect of it. Like,
yeah,
the show can be highly entertaining, but it still has to be executed well.
You got to execute, and
but I think
is doing that.
Yeah, effect does not mean entertaining. I think people make those two things synonymous with each other, and it's not true. It's how effective the program is. So, like, there are plenty of effective shows that move you, that make you think, that keep you engaged, but they might not be entertaining, but they keep you engaged. Some people, like the horror genre. Some people like the super slash and gore and all that good stuff. Some people like the cerebral suspense type of drama. They're both effective in their both ways, but to be effective in either one of those takes two completely different styles of writing and acting and all of that stuff. And it's the same thing with marching band. Carmel's not, sometimes they don't go for that in your face, feel good or whatever. They want to wow you. Their effectiveness comes from excellence, execution, and how they bring the story to life or whatever. So, like, people kind of have to think about it from that standpoint, from an effect standpoint. It's not just strictly entertainment. It's how well a show is put together and thought out in any caption, in any organization. So,
because I'll be a realist first, but you'll always have your man, I wish they would have won, or I wish they did place better kind of groups. But at the end of the day, I won't forget that, hey, there's systems, there's sheets, there's you gotta check these boxes, blah blah blah, so on and so forth.
You have to get past the that's my favorite.
Exactly.
So it should have won.
Exactly.
Mentality, and that's still something that I struggle with sometimes. Like,
we all do.
It's hard.
We all do.
Like, yes, this show may have been more enjoyable for you to watch and listen to, but does it check off all the boxes?
And
does it check off the boxes as well as someone else?
Because it gets rough when you get those groups that are like super tight. And they are doing those box checks stuff, and then you get really conflicted because they are checking these boxes and all this kind of stuff, and now you're wanting that, I guess to say, your favorite group to win at that point, or you want that group that's doing the most at that point. So if those numbers are doing that, then you really are in a bind and like, okay, this should have won, blah blah, and, So it's hard to differentiate. It's like, okay, well, did they do it just enough? 0.2, something crazy.
So and when you have this many bands to deal with, it's hard.
Oh God,
it would be an honor to judge a BOA show, but my God, my brain would be mush.
I'm giving everybody 15s.
Would be
mush. So I gotta do nothing.
So, all right, let's run down these rankings, and then if there's somebody we want to talk about when we hit them, we can do that, and then we can talk about maybe like a show to watch for this weekend. All right, because Zach, I know you're good at multitasking, better than me. He said no. All right, here we go. So if you remember, Horn Rank. Doing God's work, hornrank.com. You can go check out the rankings. These are the rankings out of October 17th. So like I said, by the time this come out, they may have their next week rankings out. The 24th would be tomorrow. Yeah, so we're a day before that. And we already know. So they do the top 32. They tell you the first out, and then they tell you the next 10 in alphabetical order. So The next 10 in alphabetical order for this week is Bentonville out of Arkansas, Carroll, Indiana, Castle out of Indiana, Clearbrook from Texas, Dripping Springs from Texas, Fishers, Indiana, Keller Central, McNeil, Rosemont, Minnesota, and Union out of Oklahoma. I would suspect a couple of those groups get bumped into the top 32 next week.
I was about to say, because wasn't Clearbrook up there?
Clearbrook fell out, I think.
They fell out to 30?
I think they fell out to 32. No, wait a minute. I think they were in the next 10 last time.
Were they still in the next 10?
I think so.
You can go to here. If you click on previous rankings.
Yeah, you can look. So
they were in the next 10.
They're in the next 10. Okay, so they had moved. All right. Your first out, so you're ranked 33 this week, is Jinx out of Ohio. They were 30th last week and dropped to 33rd. So they dropped out the official top 32. And I think they do 32 because is that how many they take for semis? That would make sense.
I feel like yes.
32. That sounds right. Anyway. All right, so here we go. 32, LD Bell. They were in the next 10 last week, so welcome to the top 32. Westwood, 31. Fell a couple of spots. Timber Creek, ranked 30th. They were unranked last week, so not even in the top 10. The next 10. So big move up for Timber Creek. You have Bridgeland out of Texas, dropped 1 spot. Brownsburg dropped 2 spots. Claudia Taylor Johnson, CTJ, dropped a couple of spots to 27. American Fork dropped a couple of spots to 26. Prosper was unranked last week and jumped up to 25th. I've got to watch the show. They're going deep in the heart of Texas. And Corporal Familiar Tunes, Magnificent 7 they're doing, and they're also doing the Land of the Promise of Living.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I just went blank on that for whatever reason. But yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. I'm a sucker for Magnificent 7, like I am. So I think they're deserving to be in the top 13. So good for them. Wando moved up a few spots to 24. Lake Travis out of Texas dropped a spot to 23. Dobbins Bennett, after their regional championship, will probably jump up, but they're sitting 22nd as of this ranking. Round Rock out of Texas is sitting 21st. Cedar Ridge 20. Pearland 19. Wakeland 18. Sawfair 17. Coppell, Texas at 16. Blue Springs, Missouri dropped a spot to 15th. Vista Ridge dropped a spot to 14. And you'll understand why some groups have dropped a little bit. One reason, Cedar Park, we talked about them a little bit last week. They have a really cool, strong show. Probably reason why they jumped up 5 spots to number 13. Flower Mound, Texas is in your top 12, holding steady there. Rouse dropped 5 spots to 11th. So I'm wondering if some local shows and some BOA results have pushed them down. Tarpon Springs is sitting 10th, but I'm pretty sure after winning this regional, especially over Broken Arrow, that they were going to move up in the rankings. That's a strong show. That is a really, really cool show. I think it's called The Other Side.
Completely unfair on all levels.
Yep.
They sound like even with what wins, they sound like a drum corps on the field.
All day.
I just want to know, where do you even find 7 Barry Sax players?
Where do you find 7 Barry Saxes?
In general.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Let alone that, but and then kids that can play them.
Same music store.
Want to play them.
Got them off Amazon. I was like,
you get that Amazon Prime Day sale. Got them.
So probably they have a litany of saxophone players that they can just switch off of whatever they want because all the theories are the same.
Imagine how much money they spend a year on reeds.
That's what you think about.
I'm not even talking about copyright and uniforms and costumes. Reeds.
We're talking about the real stuff.
Yes, real
the
stuff.
That actually
how many
matters.
boxes of 3.5s do they go through a year?
Here's
These
the
are
thing:
the questions we need to know.
they probably do what they're supposed to do and have like 2 or 3 reads a piece and rotate them right. But they probably don't really spend a lot of money on reads.
No, they probably have a class where they make them themselves.
I was about to say this whole woodshop class is dedicated to the band.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, about the show. Really cool, familiar music. Now I'm horrible with titles, but it's like, trippy 70s stuff.
Rush.
Yeah. Just a lot of really good stuff that they're playing. So the music's very accessible. They're playing the snot out of it. Of course, they're moving well because, their guard is their guard. Just ridiculous. It's good. It's just really good.
I was mad before it even started. It's like, how you gonna have all these props from end to end at an angle across the entire field,
and they move them. Yeah. They use them. They use the whole field. They use all the props. They use every blade of grass or turf.
Yeah.
They might have ended up in the press box at some point in that show. I don't know.
Listen.
But yeah, it's really strong. It's really strong. I didn't see them on the list for Grand Nats, but I really hope that was a miss. I hope my eyes failed me and I just missed it.
Because that's a I don't even know the term for it, but I guess like a missed opportunity for people to watch. Like if you haven't seen, like, sure, there's stuff online and YouTube, whatever, but
that ain't gonna do that show justice.
Oh God,
that's one you got to see live and in person.
Like it needs, like if you go to Grand Nash, that's one show you need to wish that they were there.
Yeah,
just to be in the mix.
Hopefully, I read it wrong. Hopefully, maybe they just signed up later. I don't know, but yeah, it's good. All right, Ronald Reagan holding at 9th, Marcus holding at 8th, William Mason holding at 7th after their. They might move up after their finish at the regional. Broken Arrow sitting 6th, but like I said, this was before this past weekend's regional. I would expect them to fall a little bit, and Tarpon Springs move up.
But that show ain't no slouch either.
No, they weren't far behind Tarpon either.
No, that show they're executing it well, and I think it's keeping them relevant at the top mix. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Vandergift jumped 5 spots to 5th.
Not even shocked.
So yeah,
nope.
Yeah.
Not even shocked.
After we talked about that last week, we were just like, this is the real deal here. The Woodlands sitting 4th, not moved. Avon sitting 3rd, not moved. Carmel sitting 2nd, not moved. And Hebron still atop of the rankings. Not have moved either. I'll be interested to see if they switch Carmel and Hebron around. If they don't, they don't. But yeah, this I love.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, another reason why I need Tarpon to go.
See,
because right now I'm putting them in. Because God dog, you're talking about top 7. I don't want to just hardcore hate on anybody, but man, you're talking about Hebron, Carmel, Avon, Woodlands, Vandergrift, Broken Arrow, and Tarpon. That's a 7-way battle.
Oh Lord,
that's nasty.
I'll be in the
7-way battle.
Yeah.
The list for finals was last updated September 22nd. So
yes, yeah.
There's been almost a month since that for more people to have registered.
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna keep hitting that refresh, and if they name pop up, I might be on box side line.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna. I'm off. We're basically off that weekend, Veterans Day parade, but that's a mega baby.
And I've been wanting to go to a BOA show.
Yeah,
me too.
So, So yeah, watched Avon. I really like it. I don't know. I just like that style of show, that aesthetic of show.
I my thing here's I saw even all that beginning stuff is dope with the
Mm-hmm,
battery, the body stuff with the battery and how they add on.
mm-hmm.
That stuff's dope. So I give him a huge credit for that.
Yeah, they're playing really well too. Have just a nice aggressive sound that's not over the top, but like I said, just that contemporary, punchy, blocky chord. I don't know. I'm a fan of that type of show. Like I said, Tarpon Springs gives me that vibe too. Um, so yeah, I'm interested to kind of keep watching some folks and seeing how stuff is going to turn out. Um, I'm glad I'm glad we're covering BOA because I'm seeing. For me, that's a good enough fix for DCI. Honestly, especially these top groups.
What?
Um, like just listening to watching them, like they're like, well, hell, they're going out there just like everybody else did.
Yeah.
So it's a good little. It's good to see these kids going after it, and these band directors not afraid to push their kids for excellence. So this weekend, a couple of regionals. We got Piscataway, New Jersey regional happening. Regional out in California, Riverside.
Let's go.
Going to be there. Waco, Texas is going to have a regional. So we're probably going to get to see some of those Texas groups go head to head once again. And then the big daddy for this weekend is the St. Louis, Missouri Super Regional happening Friday. So I'm going to run through the schedule real quick. See who's going. We might see a lot of the same groups there. So as I read down the list, I'm just going to say names that jump out at me. Nobody's jumping out at me. Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's like
Francis Howell, O'Fallon Township is going to be there. Blue Springs is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Collinsville, Kickapoo, Belleville, University High School, Mary Catholic is going to be there. Bentonville, Lakota East, let's see here, Rockbridge, Safe Lake Carroll, Green Valley, Collierville. So a few notable names there. Both people probably spent their time going to the Indianapolis Indy Regional instead of this one. But this one has some good names in it too as well.
Like in Kentucky, this is state finals weekend, so there may be some other states.
Yeah.
Players that week.
Yeah, I know Indiana. I think Indiana State is this weekend.
Yeah.
And then Kentucky is this weekend. So yeah. So probably some groups that would have went just can't go just because they're going to their state championships, which is good. You should support your state's endeavors to supply marching band contests because they don't have to. People like to complain about them, but there's other options if you don't like it.
Yeah,
there are. So, all right. So, any other thoughts about this past weekend?
I'm just going to shout out our Kentucky groups at the East Tennessee Regional.
did really well.
GRC. Yeah. Especially for GRC to make top 5 there ahead of like a big name like Kennesaw Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
That's really awesome for them.
Yeah. And it's weird because a lot of people don't think of Kentucky as a band state per se, but our top bands typically do well at BOA. Like, we've had the Class A champion Kentucky just used to own it between Adair County and Murray and Bourbon and Beechwood.
Yep.
Yeah, like, here recently, Archbishop has snuck in there and stuff. But I think even then, we were the next two. Kentucky had the next two in Class A. So, we got some players. We got some players. We do some stuff. We're not just tobacco and basketball. And horse racing.
I'm about to say horse racing.
We got some bands. We do some stuff in SCGC too. I mean, not SCGC, WGI.
WGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some stuff going on. So yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Once again, I won't be able to watch. We're hosting our Class 2A state semifinals, and then I get to go hand out awards and stuff at finals.
Triple fall on purpose.
Shut up. Please don't do shit like that.
Give one to the
Oh my God. Shattered.
Give it to the rock band.
Give it to the... No, God, no. Listen. Zach. Okay. I don't bring this up often, but Zach, as a black man in this position of power,
listen,
I cannot screw anything up, or they will never let another one come.
All you have to do is be like, just kidding.
I have to be the utmost of excellence in everything I do. My goal is to not blow up KMEA while I'm in office. That is my goal. So if I can do that,
good shape.
I'm in good shape. Well, somebody else screwed up. All right. So, well, if there's nothing else, guys. If you let us know down below who's your favorite BOA group so far this year.
Yeah, who should we be watching?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of them. I mean, we don't, like I said, we talk about 4 to 3, briefly. We mention their name, but I'm sure there's some other groups out there that be like, hey, you need to pay attention to us too, because we about that business.
Yeah, let us know.
So don't be afraid to talk to us in the comments. It'll be all good. You can find us on YouTube, right? You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also listen to us on Spotify. So lots of places you can find us. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It's free. We appreciate it. Any feedback is good feedback, whether it's good or bad or negative or whatever. We'll take it. If we like it, we'll do something with it. If we don't, we'll just ignore you. But you can say... You can say you gave your feedback. Yeah. So yeah. So all that good stuff. So go out and watch a Marching Bandits show. Good luck to all the Kentucky bands competing in state semifinals and finals this weekend. Good luck to all of you. It's been awesome to see a lot of really good bands in all of the classes this year. Just some excellent stuff happening in the bluegrass for the marching arts is concerned. So looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday. So, nothing else for Will and Zach and Chris. Hoping for a safe return from Atlantis. This has been episode number 47 on the Back Hash. Take care, everybody, and we are done.